Hi, and welcome back to this CWC Age podcast where leadership, mentorship, and lean thinking meet real world growth. I'm Chris, and whether you're a CEO, a business owner, graduate, or just hungry to grow, this is where you'll find insights that push you forward. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the CWC Age podcast. I'm Chris, and today we're talking about something that truly sits at the heart and growth of success. Whether you're running a company, starting out in your own career, or anywhere in between, that something is leadership. Now, leadership isn't about titles. It's not about rank or stripes that you wear or job descriptions. Leadership is a mindset. And the truth is, you don't need to be a CEO to be a leader. You don't need to run a big company. You can lead in your community, in your family, in a team of 3, or even just in how you lead yourself. Leadership is influence, and influence is available to everyone. In this episode, I'll share with you the key traits of effective leaders, the mistakes I generally see people make, and some practical tools that you can apply straight away. And to bring it to life, I'll share some real examples from a few CEOs, business owners, graduates, council members, and yes, service leavers I've mentored over the years. Let's start here. Too many people think leadership is something you get when you hit a certain level. When I'm a manager, then I'll lead. Or when I've got the title, then I'll step up. That's wrong. Leadership is how you show up now, wherever you are. I've seen graduates in their first job who I've mentored 9 months ago showing more leadership than some senior managers I know. And they've only been in the game for a couple of months, and these managers have been in the game for 20 years. Why? Because leadership is about ownership. It's not just about that job title, as we discussed at the start of the podcast. Take a graduate I mentored who works for a local council, and I mentored her not so long ago. She just started out at the local firm. She had no team, she had no real authority, but when a project was falling apart and she could see it, she stepped in. She helped to organise people and she found solutions. No one told her to do it. She just led. And guess what? 6 months later, she was being trusted with even bigger projects because her leadership mindset shone through. And that's the thing. Leadership isn't given to you. You choose it. So what does great leadership actually look like? Well, let's break it down into these 5 traits I've seen consistently across CEOs, SME owners, council leaders, and even those still earlier on in their careers. Number 1, clarity of vision. Leaders know where they're going. They can paint a picture others can follow. Number 2, confidence with humility. The balance between standing tall and still being willing to listen. Number 3, consistency. Turning up, even on the tough days. People trust what's predictable. Doing the right thing on a difficult day. Number 4, empathy. Understanding people, seeing them, hearing them, and valuing them. And then lastly, decisiveness. At some points, leaders, they need to decide, and then they need to act. Think of a business owner trying to keep a company alive through tough times without clarity. The team feels lost. Without confidence, no one believes in the plan. Without consistency, trust falls apart. Without empathy, people disengage. And without decisiveness, everything stalls. These traits are simple, but they're not easy. That's why so few will master the traits. Let's flip it. What are the common mistakes? Well, number 1, thinking leadership is about control. It's not. Leadership is about creating an environment where others thrive. Number 2, leading from fear. I've seen managers use fear to get compliance. I've seen leaders in the military use fear to get compliance. It might work for that short term, and boy, it is only a short term, but it kills trust. It kills innovation. Number 3, avoiding accountability. Leaders own the outcome, even when it's tough. Passing the blame destroys credibility. I once worked with a member of council who struggled because every setback was someone else's fault. Their team knew it, and trust evaporated. Once they learned to say, "This one's on me, I've got a problem, let's fix it," everything changed. Leadership is responsibility, always. So how do you build leadership today? I can hear you all screaming. Well, let me give you 3 tools that you can probably try and apply straight away. Number 1, daily check-ins. Every morning, ask yourself, what does leadership look like from me today? From me today. Not for you today. From me today. Maybe it's running a meeting with clarity, conciseness, with confidence. Maybe it's supporting a colleague. Maybe it's leading yourself by sticking to your commitments that you've made to yourself. Number 2, the feedback loop. I think this is really important. Great leaders don't just give feedback, they ask for it. They find someone you trust and ask, how am I showing up as a leader? How am I doing? What could I do differently? Did what I do there cause any angst amongst our people? What's one thing I can do better? Then listen. A great leader will listen. Number 3, the decision filter. When faced with choices, ask yourself, what would the best version of a leader do here? Then act. That simple mindset shift stops hesitation. These aren't complicated, but they're powerful. Do them consistently and you'll notice a shift in how people respond, not only to you, but to the world around them. I want to share 2 quick stories, if I may. One is of a CEO I mentored who was struggling with some clarity, as mentioned before. They had the vision in their head, but couldn't communicate it. Once we worked on simplifying that message and taking out all the gumph that wasn't needed, they got their team to rally behind them. Productivity soared. The other is one of the SME owners I've mentored. Drowning in details. He was so stuck in the weeds. So micromanaging was unbelievable because it was his business. It was his livelihood. But what they couldn't see was they were exhausted. When they shifted and started to empower his team, instead of micromanaging, everything changed. They didn't just free up time in their organisation. They reignited their passion for the business. So here's your action step for the week. Write down one area of your life where you can lead better. Whether it's in your work, your community, or even at home as a dad, a mum, a sister, a brother, an auntie, an uncle. Then commit to one small leadership action tomorrow. Remember, leadership is built in moments, not in milestones. That's it for today's episode of the CWC Age podcast. We've talked about the leadership mindset, the traits to build, the mistakes to avoid, and the tools you can start using right now. Leadership isn't about waiting for permission, people. It's about choosing to step up and be accounted for daily. If you want to dive deeper, head to cwcage.com, where you'll find free resources, mentoring tools, and ways to connect with me directly. I've mentored CEOs, business owners, graduates, council leaders, and many, many more. And what I know is this: leadership isn't about where you start, it's about where you're willing to go. Until next time, stay focused, stay resilient, and keep your edge. Thanks for joining me on this episode of CWC Age podcast. I hope today's conversation gave you something valuable to take away and put into action. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. You can also connect with me directly at cwcage.com, where I share more insights, tools, and resources. And if you're a podcaster, a leader, a manager, CEO, or professional on a similar journey, I'd love to collaborate. Let's grow together. Until next time, keep pushing forward, keep learning, and remember, growth happens at the edge.